It's time for another pandemic report. It's been a while since I did one of these, I won't do any channel suggestions for things or anything. I'm trying to keep it short. When we last left you, it was sort of an update about Christmas and what happened there. Essentially, we are coming up into Easter time. And numbers are getting high, very high, which is weird. Like, I remember when the first lockdown happened, numbers were low. Numbers are like 10 times what they were then. And so that's, a lot of people are sort of talking, oh, we may be going into lockdown. So after Christmas, the girls did their stint of home, being at home and doing e-learning, which does not work for them. I mean, Emily would rather be at home and on the computer doing, but honestly, it's not good for her. She needs to be out there. Sarah prefers to be in school. She is the more social of the two. So eventually they went back to school. So that was good. And they've been going to school ever since. So schools have been open. The government essentially opened, I'll say opened in quotation marks, they opened everything up. They had things like hairdressers, tattoo parlors, that kind of stuff. They had that stuff actually shut down still for a portion of it, but that even got opened up. So eating in restaurants opened up. Essentially everything was opened up, except for it was in reduced capacity. I think that's how they were trying to deal with it this time. So a lot of places were like 25% of capacity or 50% of capacity, depending on what it was. And such. So it didn't matter what kind of business you were really in. For the most part, I mean, everything is open up to a certain degree. And that includes gatherings. So gatherings large gatherings are a no-no, but I guess churches are open. And as far as I know, they're going to be open for Easter, but at a reduced capacity or some kind of guidelines or something like that. Funerals, weddings are still happening. Essentially, it's almost like not being in lockdown, but kind of being in lockdown, because there's certain restrictions to what you can and can't do, but you can still do them, right? Like, and yet we keep hearing about, yes, we're not just dealing with the original COVID strain now. We do have the, the England strain is here now. And apparently, I guess I don't know that I've heard that the African strain is here now. But I have heard about the African strain. And honestly, I've stopped really looking into a lot of this stuff. I guess COVID fatigue is really, really kind of settling into everybody. It's beyond being, fed up with what's going on. It's more that this is just silly. And you know what? Everybody keeps talking about waves and waves and waves. I'm gonna say that I don't like the whole comment about waves. Is it a wave when you're the cause of it? Right? I guess, yes, you can create waves. I get it. But to me, if a wave would be sort of like, cases go up and then they come back down, but we don't change anything, and then cases go up and they come back down. To me, that's waves. But if I say, okay, we've got this problem, here's the solution to it, but we're only going to do it for a small amount of time, and then we're going to stop doing the solution to it before it's fixed. then really you know that there's another. It's not even a question of whether there's going to be another wave. You didn't fix the problem, therefore the wave is going to happen again. So is it really a wave, or is it more of a temporary state of less restriction? I don't know. To me, it's like they keep talking. To me, when I think of waves, when they started bringing about, talking about a second wave and a third, and I don't even know what wave we're at, fourth, fifth, or sixth, or seventh, I don't know. To me, that is, like we were doing everything and we continued to do everything, and, cases went down, but then they went back up, even though we continued to do everything. But that's not the case. We're constantly just sort of going back to normal and then coming back and going back to normal. That we are the wave. It's not the cases that are the wave. We are the wave. You think about it. It's I don't know. It's like, do you call it a wave when it's like thinking about, like, you're in a wave pool, right? And the waves are coming, and then they turn off the wave pool, and then the wave's gone. But then they turn on the wave pool again, and the waves come back. It's like, what? If you don't turn it on, then the waves don't come back. I know it's hard to explain, and maybe you're picturing it, maybe you aren't, maybe you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You're like way off. But yeah, it's I don't know. I just don't like the fact that here in Canada, the government has taken the whole idea of the flatten the curve. It's not the get rid of the virus. It's the, we're just going to let it go, but we're going to try and keep it so that, not too many people die, or not too many people get, into the hospitals and overcrowd the hospitals. I get it when it was there at first and we didn't have the supplies. We didn't know a lot about the virus. We didn't, there was a lot of unknowns, and we should have been prepared for it. But again, nobody in the world was really prepared for this, clearly, except for some countries who have done really well with it. But that's another discussion for another day. But yeah, I'm really disappointed with what's happened here in Canada and Ontario and well, the whole country as a whole. When it all started, we seemed to be on the same page, and now the pages are all over the place, and everybody's got different ideas, and everybody's got different thoughts, and and it doesn't make any sense because the science is there. The science is there. But flatten the curve. They're sticking with flatten the curve. Wait for the vaccines, right, which are starting to roll out, but even our commercials here, the commercial from the Ontario government clearly states thousands of people are getting vaccinated every day. Thousands. So what? 2,000 to 3,000 people every day? Is that what you consider the thousands? I don't know. I don't know what the actual amount of people is, but we'll say Toronto has 3 million, just under 3 million. Well, that's a 2017 census. So Toronto, we'll say it's at 3 million at least population. At 3,000 a day. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It would take 1,000 days to vaccinate 100%, and we need at least 90. So 900 days, which is 2.5 years to vaccinate Toronto. Not Canada, Toronto. Not even Ontario, Toronto. So at the current rate here in Canada, I expect we'll be out of this in 5 to 8 years. Seriously? Really? Yeah. So, I probably should have prepared something chipper that you could go and check out on YouTube, but really, yeah. I got better things to do if I can. I don't know. Maybe we'll end up in another lockdown and I won't be able to do things. I don't know. Anyways, comment down below. How are you doing? Are you staying, sane? Because it's hard. It's hard. It is really, really hard. Yeah. I'm not a very social person, so for me it's not too bad, but I can't say the same for everybody else. So, wear a mask, stay safe, let me know how you're doing. Thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.